Hey everyone, this video is to mention that I've updated the Headlines Enhance theme, and hopefully this will be the last time I have to actually mention it to you guys in terms of sending it out. I do recommend you upgrade the theme, mainly because shortly after I released my WSO back in early December, right before Christmas, someone had mentioned that when they tried, a couple actually of my customers mentioned that when they tried to add something like JavaScript or, for example, the JavaScript for Google AdSense into a text widget, or try to use one of the quick AdSense plugin, that it was showing up blank, and it was just a very minor CSS issue that was actually preventing the AdSense ads from appearing in the sidebar, not in the posts. And so I thought, oh, this is great because it's just such a minor CSS issue, but everybody's got version 3.0 of the Headlines Enhanced theme. So I've not only updated the theme to fix that little issue, I've added one little extra feature, which I'll mention in a second. And the most important thing is I added a script so that any future versions, of the theme, you can just update from within WordPress up here in the update section of your dashboard. So it's just like updating a plugin. So that'll be a lot more convenient for myself, but mainly for you guys. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is upload the theme. It's very easy to do if you've never uploaded a theme through WordPress. And if you want, I might just update to WordPress 3.3.1. Oops. Do that quickly. That shouldn't take but a minute. And I'll go ahead and pause this. But I just want to sort of show that everything still works fine with the latest version of WordPress. But I'm going to update WordPress and some of these plugins, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay. Yeah. So didn't seem like a minute to you because it's just a few seconds because I paused it. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is go to Appearance and Themes, and as you can see, it says Headlines Enhanced 3.0. I'm going to go ahead and click Install Themes, and of course you'll get the zip file to this theme, and click Upload and choose File. Now you'll notice in this instance it just says Headlines _ Enhanced instead of one more _ v3 for version 3. So just so you're aware of that it just says Headlines Enhanced.zip. So go ahead and double click that and click Install Now. Shouldn't take too long, even with my slow internet connection. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and activate the theme. There might be something that I have to, because when I've done a little bit of experimentation with this in terms of just updating it, first of all, let me just mention, you can see it says 3.1.4. Okay, now let's go to the blog itself. I'm going to refresh this. And yeah, okay. So as you can see here, what happens is when you first update, it's a slight pain in the butt. But if you just bear with me, and you see how I reshuffle the sidebar, you won't ever have to do this again when you update to later, later versions of the theme. But when you go in from version 3.0 to 3.1.4, it dishevels the sidebar a little bit. It's no big deal. I'll show you that in a second. But just to go back, okay, so you can see that it's been updated. So now, if there are any updates, so say I update it to, I find a little bug or something that needs to be fixed or added, and it becomes 3.1.5, then you can just update the blog from Dashboard Updates. Sorry, not the blog, but the theme. And it'll show it down here. Okay, so we've got the latest version of the theme. So no more sending emails and zip files and stuff like that. So if one of the things I added here was under navigation options is excluding pages from your top page navigation bar, and I'll show you what I mean. You can see normally I don't have privacy policy and sitemap in the top navigation bar, and that's because I had hard coded the IDs to those two pages inside one of the PHP files. But what I didn't really think about before was if one of you folks want to use this theme on one of your current blogs or on a brand new blog and not one of these PLR blogs, you just want to use the theme. Well, if the IDs to these two pages are hard-coded into the theme, then when you create new pages yourself on your new blog, if those new pages you create, not necessarily sitemap and privacy policy, just any new pages you create, if they happen to have the page IDs of the numbers that I've excluded inside the theme itself, I don't know if that's confusing folks, then you wouldn't see them appear here. You'd have to dig into one of the PHP files. So basically now, with this latest version, other than being able to update it from within WordPress, if you go to Pages, and you look at the IDs of privacy policy here on this blog has an ID of 18 and sitemap has an ID of 19. So if you go back to theme options, you see this a lot in modern themes, but basically if I type 18, 19 and then click Save Changes and then refresh the blog, you'll see that sitemap and privacy policy are now excluded. So now it doesn't matter if you use this on your own blog or a new blog. I hope that makes sense. Prior to this little fix, is I had these two IDs hard-coded into the theme, so you'd actually have to go into one of the PHP pages to change that if needed. So I hope that makes sense. Obviously, if you go to Appearance and Menus, and you create a custom menu, that'll override any options you have set here. But now you can exclude however many pages you want from that top navigation bar, straight from within the theme options page here. Okay, so that's one of the things I wanted to mention, in addition to now you can update the theme from within your blog. So if we go back to Appearance, or go to Appearance and Widgets, I don't know why it's doing this, but when like I said, you just saw me update the theme or add the new theme 3.1.4, and it just disheveled the sidebar. This is the only time you'll have to fix this. After that, if you update the theme from within WordPress, from the dashboard, everything stays the same. So I do apologize for this little inconvenience. So these, under footer 1 and footer 2 and sidebar, these are the three sort of demo banners that I've added if you plan to use the homepage top sidebar feature. You can just delete these. Matter of fact, I'm going to delete these. So I'm just going to delete that because I don't plan to use the top sidebar, especially for this demo. So I'm just going to get rid of these. Okay, so now normally in footer number 1 we have recent posts, so we just drag that up from the left column widget. Center column widget, we drag the pages widget into footer 2, and footer 3 has the categories widget, which will go in footer 3. So this, okay, but in footer 3, for some odd reason, we've got all of our widgets that need to go into sidebar up here. So I'm just going to drag these up. Sidebar, just in that exact order. Add codes and then add squares. Scroll back down, to footer 3, go to recent posts. This is how I have it set up normally in the blog. And finally, WP Cumulus. Okay, so you just have to drag those up from footer 3. And so that looks okay now. Footer 1 has recent posts, footer 2 has pages, and then from this right column widget we put categories right there. And because I deleted those text widgets with the example banner ads, those are empty. So if I just go back to the blog, refresh, and now you can see all the banners are lined up how they normally would be. Okay, so that's really the only thing. But it's a minor thing. It's going to take you seconds to fix up. Again, install the new theme, you're going to probably see sitemap and sitemap and privacy policy up here. So just go to the theme options and navigation options, I think it is. Navigation options, and just add your two IDs. And if you're not sure what they are, just make sure you go back to pages and find your IDs, add them there, click save changes, and those won't appear up here. Okay, so a few little minor things, but again, from now on, any future updates I do to the theme, it'll be seamless. You'll just go ahead and update it, and nothing will change on the blog other than whatever I updated. And of course, now you can show JavaScript or any kind of AdSense ads in your sidebar. All right, so I do apologize for this little glitch in the theme, but again, had my couple of customers not let me know about it, I wouldn't have known, because I typically don't add AdSense on these blogs. I let you guys add them, if you want. So thanks to those of you who let me know about this little bug, and yeah, I hope all new future updates you'll be able to update from your blog. Any questions, just let me know, and just watch this video again if you're unsure of how to install the theme. And one thing I would say probably too is, just last thing is, go back to Appearance Themes and just delete the Headlines Enhanced version 3.0, just so it might look a little confusing. Maybe even get rid of 2010 if you don't plan to use that, or even 2011, and just keep the latest version, which currently is 3.1.4. Thanks very much.